Hello everyone, welcome back to the final day of Induction Week. Today will be about how you get further support and engagement during your studies with us. So this session, the first session will be with Joe, and you can see the names of the other people who are involved in today, who you'll see throughout the day. I'll just show you quickly the schedule for the day. We have some morning sessions and then a break in between, and then afternoon sessions. So the morning session, the first one will be with Joe, who is online right now. Joe will talk about careers, and then we'll have a student rep session where our student reps from stats as well as clinical trials will join and talk to you all. And then a break, and then afternoon session that'll be with Rebecca Eaton, who is the student advisor, and also from the Students' Union officer, Darcy Lan. That's pretty much my slides
Okay.
for now. I'm gonna stop sharing. Over to you, Joe.
Wonderful. Can you can you see the slides?
I can see the PowerPoint version
Yeah.
of the.
Is that working?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, wonderful. Okay. Well, welcome in everyone in today's session. I hope you've had a good week so far. So my name is Jo. I am a careers consultant for UCL Careers. A part of my role is to look after the departments within the Faculty of Population Health Sciences. So I put on a range of different events. So there will be a specific careers talk with you a little bit later in October, and I've got a slide about that a bit later. I also offer one-to-one appointments, but I'm not the only person that you will see from the careers team as well. All of our team, the careers professionals, are highly trained and qualified to work with any student, no matter their background, what their interests are, because at the end of the day, everybody's an individual and we work with you from a coaching perspective. Our training is very much in line with coaching and almost counselling. So we're there to kind of listen to your concerns and needs and then come up with the appropriate plan, strategy for your career trajectory as well. So let's get into the slides today. So I've got quite a bit to talk about. And because there is quite a bit to talk about, I'm going to be skimming through some of the top level support on offer to you. But if you can look at this QR code in the corner, and I will share the slides with Deepti. If I haven't already, I might have done, but it's a busy week, so I can't remember who I've shared what with. But essentially, it will take you to this PDF called Find Your Future. And this would give you the opportunity to go in depth about the things that I am talking about today. So the events and workshops that will be on offer, the one-to-one guidance, resources, other things like that with links and the different support that we offer as well. So firstly, I wanted to start. So these are in-person career fairs, and if there's a lot of people who are overseas, obviously this wouldn't be that helpful. But if there is anybody in London, these are the types of career fairs that we have, starting with management consultancy on Wednesday next week, and there is a life and health sciences career fair on the 27th of October, which is in that's a joint one between ourselves, Imperial, as well as King's as well. We have a range of other sector insight events. So if you're worried that you can't attend one of the career fairs, we offer a range of different sessions in person and online. We try to have a good balance of delivery because we're aware that we also have commuter students, people that can't necessarily come into campus, distant learners as well. And the sector insight events are, I think, a little bit more in depth and rich than the career fairs, because career fairs you're just quickly talking to recruiters about jobs that are available. Whereas at the sector insight events, you're hearing from employers, alumni about their transition into the work, what their day-to-day roles are, and you can ask them questions at the end of these sessions. I feel like these are a bit more rich in information and maybe a bit more useful for you to get inspiration and ideas about what your next steps might be as well. I haven't put any specific dates for these because they come up at different times through each of the 3 terms. I did have a little look last week, and there are a few charity, NGOs, government and policy. Excuse me, got a bit of a croaky throat today. I've been talking a lot this week. Yeah, so government policy, charity, NGOs, lots of different events. So if there are ones that you can attend, and I will tell you a little bit about where you book appointments and events later down, but later down the slide deck. But I think even if you're 60% sure that you're interested in an area, I think it's still worth going along if you can, spare the time in your schedule to go and listen. I think it really does create ideas about different roles, options, and, gives you a sense of what the world of work looks like as well. There are, again, a range of different events. So these are employer-led skills sessions. So they're imparting knowledge about a specific skill, whether that format might be as a panel discussion. The topics can be CVs, interviews, assessment centre. And I really like those panel kind of formats because it's very much a conversation. You build awareness and inspiration, but you also kind of connect at the same time. There are more formal workshops, again, delivered in person and online. So this can be around commercial awareness, leadership as well, what that means, how you can embody it, and how you can apply it to your work. There are things that are led by the student union as well, and opportunities to kind of get CVs checked by employers, but you can also get your CVs checked by the career staff as well. We also run lunchtime talks. All of these are online, and they include, but aren't limited to, various topics around, the UK graduate job market, your future and how to work towards it. So that's a bit of a planning workshop. If anybody's interested in a PhD, there's talks around how you find a PhD, how you fund it, writing applications, succeeding at interviews, using social media with impact. So that's to make connections. So very much kind of looking at something like LinkedIn, and then how to improve your CV. All of these are repeated a few times over the course of the term, and most of them are recorded as well. So even if you can't attend one of the sessions, I would highly recommend just booking onto it anyway, because then you can return to the event booking page a few days after the event has happened and go back and look at the recording. For any international students, whether you're thinking of working in the UK or where you are at the moment, we've got a range of talks and workshops to help you with that side of the planning as well. One thing is that we host regular talks from our UCL visa and immigration team on visa options within the UK. But as visa rules are always kind of complex, the UK, so the UCL visa and immigration team are the core people to ask about visa regulations. The career service aren't qualified in that area to give advice. There's a lot of legal matters kind of tied up with that, but there is some really good resources for anybody that is concerned about that, namely the UK Council of International Student Advisory Service. I think that's the right acronym, but UKISA. So they are really good there. For anybody that is, again, on campus and is interested in developing kind of skills that make you a really good global citizen. So this could be for people who want to work overseas, but maybe people that actually want to understand how you can work with diverse teams as well. There's a really good series of events that start on October the 1st. So that is a essential prerequisite session that you have to go to be able to kind of build up the skills through the other 4 sessions throughout October. So do please kind of take a look at that if you're interested. It will be looking at ways that you can, think about diverse teams, how you get people included. There's actually a lot of leadership embedded within this as well. So yeah, do take a look at that if you're interested. So some dates for your diary. So I was talking earlier about the lunchtime career talks. Those are kind of more general in nature. You will still get a lot from them, but these career talks are similar in nature, but with a heavy focus on life and health sciences. So the examples, the resources, and the content that you will see in these particular talks are all focused on life and health sciences. We'll be kicking off next Thursday. So I will be running this. This is an understanding of the graduate scheme, graduate training schemes in comparison to graduate jobs. They're very similar terminology. It's understandable that they can be very confusing. So I will be running that. We also have sessions on CVs, cover letters, and applications. Again, anyone that's interested in PhD study, there's a really good talk there. I won't read out all of them, but top line is that they are repeated a couple of times over the term. So for instance, I'm delivering understanding graduate schemes and graduate jobs next Thursday, but I'm repeating it a couple of weeks later in the evening on the Monday as well. So they are at different times, but they will also be recorded as well. So like I said earlier, even if you can't attend an event, do book onto it, because that means you can return to the booking page and view the recording at a time that is more appropriate to you. Again, focusing on life and health sciences, we have a team dedicated to creating work-related learning activities for students. A lot of these will be online as well. So just kind of letting you know what kind of themes will be coming up. So spotlight on science graduate schemes. So there is one scheduled for the 9th of October on NHS graduate training schemes. So do take a look at that. Also this term, there will be a focus on life science consulting, pharma mentoring, medical writing, and biopharma drug discovery as well. And what can be really good is to, go along if you're interested. So just to kind of give you a little bit of information about what work-related learning means. So it's getting employers, alumni, professionals into deliver. When I say into, I just mean it kind of online and in person, to deliver talks around, what's their day-to-day, so you can get an insight into a day-to-day role, or they might have a particular task and you would work through that with them. But it's there to essentially give you insight and ideas about particular roles, expand your awareness of what's out there, so you can get inspiration and think about what that means for your career or your skill development as well. So these are sessions that I am going to be running. So these are specific to the Faculty of Population Health Sciences. So in a couple of weeks, on Tuesday, the 14th of October, just in case anybody is interested, I'm co-delivering a session with my lovely colleague from the Institute of Child Health, Jane, who will be talking through the application process for the clinical psychology doctorate. So that's on the 14th, and that is online. This is in person, so this is for postgraduate students of the Faculty of Population Health Sciences. So it's an alumni event that is on Thursday, the 23rd of October. Coming up in March, we do have an online event. We'll be looking at health and life sciences practitioners, and that will be a panel event. And then later on in the year, we have a in-person employer panel event as well. So a few different things going on there. And as I alluded to earlier, there will be a specific careers talk for you. We kind of settled on Wednesday, the 29th of October, but we're just trying to get a sense of where everyone is. And I think you're all a bit scattered in terms of time zones. So we'll try and put something on that fits everyone, but it will be recorded as well. So for anybody that can't attend, please do kind of check out the recording afterwards. You'll probably hear the word Moodle, or if you haven't heard the word Moodle yet, you'll probably hear it a lot today during the sessions. I also have a little Moodle that I look after. This will be the main place where I message students. So I've already auto-enrolled all the students that are new to this academic year. I actually sent out my first message yesterday, which was just included a little welcome note and some events of note that are coming up over the next week or so. So essentially those messages are there to signpost you to events, workshops that are coming up over the next couple of weeks, so you can add those to your diary. But I will also include 3 of the top kind of vacancies that are on my UCL Careers, which is the careers platform. And I purposely haven't talked about that yet. It is the next slide, it's coming, don't worry. So it will draw you to the vacancy database as well, so you can start familiarizing yourself with it and make it a regular thing that you just kind of look at it every now and then. In addition to the messages, there are some static resources on there that you can tap into in your own time. So I've got resources around ideas on how to develop career options, if that's where you're at the moment. I've got resources around how you can build out your various applications, CVs, cover letters, personal statements, if you're interested in that PhD route. And there's also sector guides as well as examples of CVs and cover letters as well. So do take a look at that in your own time. So once you have the slides, you'll be able to click on the link down here, but it should already be in your Moodle menu of courses. Okay, so my UCL Careers, like I said, I've purposely not really brought it up just yet. But you might have been thinking, well, how do I book onto all of these events that you've been talking about? So there's a platform called My UCL Careers, where you'll kind of you'll spend most of your time in this platform for career purposes. So just to talk through in detail, you'll be able to book appointments here. So there are a range of different appointments. We have career conversations. So those do exactly what they say on the tin. They are a conversation between you and a careers consultant, a bit like a coaching session. So you can let us know where you're at this point in time and what you want to focus on at the moment, and we will strategize together. It's very much a joint conversation and trying to kind of build out a plan for yourself. There's also application advice appointments. So those are specific to CVs, cover letters, personal statements. Please remember to book the right kind of appointment, because the people in the career conversation appointments won't be able to review your CVs. So just kind of take a note of that, but it's all the instructions for each appointment type are listed when you book as well. And we also have hour-long interview coaching sessions. So for these, you would need to have an interview coming up with a date, instructions, everything like that. Because what we would need beforehand is all the documentation that you have for that particular interview, your application, the job spec that you wrote that application to, any interview instructions that you've been given, that allows us to prepare for that hour before we see you, and essentially, make that 1 hour appointment as close to the interview as possible. So those are there for you as well. So with those appointments, you will see all different career staff. Like I said at the beginning, we're all qualified to help anyone, no matter what their background and kind of career needs are. There are health sciences career one-to-one appointments. So these are 20 minutes with myself. There are a few, there's not loads, there's a few each week. And these kind of work as a hybrid of the career conversation and the applicant advice appointment. So I can do both in those sessions. We can talk through a plan or a strategy, or I can look at a CV as well. So those are there as well for you. As I've been talking through during, today's session, I've been talking about kind of events and how you book these. So this is going to be on my UCL Careers as well. Everything's really clearly labeled. And even though I've kind of given you a snapshot of some of the events that are coming up, please do regularly go in and just see what events are coming up. There are loads. There is so much going on, I can't emphasize. And I think sometimes that can also feel overwhelming because there is so much going on. But take a look. You can look to see what is coming up a couple of months in advance, actually. But a lot of the events you can't book onto unless, how do I word this? You can't book onto it more than 2 weeks ahead. So all bookings will be bookable exactly 2 weeks to that particular time. So for instance, I mentioned the Life and Health Sciences Career Fair. That's on the 27th of October. It starts at 4. So you would go on 2 weeks before at 4, and then you would be able to book on. Hopefully that's not too confusing, that I've explained that okay. But yeah, do kind of take control of that. Because I will be sending you snapshots of what's going on, but also there's a lot of self-directed, you need to be proactive and direct yourself to these things that are going on as well. I also mentioned the vacancy board. So again, I will be posting out 3 top vacancies in my Thursday Moodle messages just to kind of get you to look at that, but do take a look at it yourself as well. Like any platform, you can set your preferences to the sectors you're interested in, and that will, when you go onto the platform, that is what you will see in the different feeds as well. And then lastly, there's something called the Career Discovery feed, which is essentially articles, resources, guidance that are written around different topics. So that could be a sector guide in various life and health sciences roles, or it could be around CVs, cover letters. It could be around how do you use LinkedIn, how do you network. So you can check out that as well. So that is my UCL Careers. So this is coming up to my final slide. So the UCL Careers newsletter, you will be prompted when you log into my UCL Careers for the first time to set up the newsletter. And I know it would be another email that you receive, but if you want to, you can sign up to that, set your preferences, and then you'll see specific things come through that are related to your interests as well. So do look into that when you log into my UCL Careers for the first time. I just wanted to wrap up on what key milestones are coming up for you to take note of. This is quite general, so you might look at this and think it's not relevant for me, but I just wanted to put it out there just so people are aware of some of the key milestones through PGT study. Currently, anybody that might be interested in a graduate training scheme, so these are 3-year programs with larger organizations. So think AstraZeneca, Pfizer, those big organizations. So you start applying now. So applications can open from late September, October, and they start closing actually late October, November, December. And so they're recruiting now, and the start date would be next September. So for anybody that might be interested in that, that's something to think about. Then coming up November, December, anybody that is interested in doing a PhD, start taking a look at those as well. Then we would have for anybody that wants to apply to internships or other types of work experience with smaller organization, that tends to happen from February. And then you would start thinking about applying to graduate roles probably around June time, because that gives you 3 to 4 months to strategize, to take into account that lots of different organizations have different time frames for their kind of recruitment processes. Some can be really quick, some can be like 4 months. So just wanted to talk about that. And then lastly, I just wanted to get you thinking, so ending the session on just a bit of self-reflection. So this is the biggest question that I get in one-to-one appointments. What can I do with my degree? What options do I have? And it's always good to start from where you are. So think about, why are you taking this particular master's course or PG dip or, PG cert, whatever it is that you're doing. What are you interested in? So that's a really good starting point, because often with this question, I could reel off 50 jobs and they might just not sound that appealing to you. So start with this. Then get inspiration, have a look at where alumni have gone. So you can use LinkedIn to do that. And that can be really good because you can see specific organizations, specific job titles, that kind of lived journey that person has taken. From there, then you can learn a little bit more about those roles that you have come across. And then you would start your plan based on these. So just wanted to end with a bit of reflection. You'll hear about Ask UCL a lot, but please, if you have questions around careers, the quickest way to get an answer is to go through Ask UCL, because a lot of the time people are very, very busy and can't immediately get to emails, whereas this is kind of a constantly manned email. So it comes through to us and you'll get a quicker reply. And those are our socials. So I overrun very, very slightly. If anyone has any questions, I can stick around for 10 minutes. So please do pop them in the chat box and I can pick them up over the next 10 minutes. But hopefully that was useful. So I'm just going to stop sharing. And thank you.
The students have gone a bit quiet yesterday onwards. I think they're beginning to realize, how much is there to do, and all of that. Induction week is difficult for anyone, and they have got access to their modules now. So, yeah, a bit of studying, a bit of this and that.
Absolutely.
But I can only stress how important thinking about your careers is right from the start. We find a couple of students thinking about this towards the end of their MSc when they're doing the research project, and then there's a bit of panic and all of that. But honestly, careers is something you should do while doing your MSc right from term one. Start working on it if you're looking to start in clinical trials, especially. If you're already there, that's different. I know many of you are already in it, but there are some of you who want to start in clinical trials. So start doing these things really actively. I mean, Jo is fabulous. She has helped so many students. I can't stress how important this is.
Well, thank you for having me. Like I said, I'll hang around for a few minutes to see if anything comes up. But yeah, I can understand it's a busy week. We'll all sleep well tonight. Take care of yourselves.
Um, yeah, so if there were any questions you wanted to ask Jo, you can send Jo a message privately also on Zoom right now or later on email. You should have started to get these notifications from what's it called? Careers in Population Health Sciences. It will come via Moodle, and that's what Jo sends out on a weekly basis. Please don't ignore those. They're very, very important. She comes up with lots of events for you guys. So click on those emails, open them up, see what's there, join for those sessions, and they'll be really useful for you. We have had students in the past who have used the interview prep, the CV sessions with Jo, and they've managed to get jobs based on that, and that's very useful. Okay, so I'm gonna stop this recording, and then I'm gonna start recording again.